Quaid Azam, Part 152. The question was not which one of these better approaches, but what would have moved India with greater dispatch towards the twin objectives of unity and freedom. With that as the yardstick, starting with dominion status as a given would have contributed significantly more to the greater unity, generated much more goodwill, and moved faster towards the final objectives of freedom. Jinnah now had to first reconcile with Gandhi and the Congress. Therefore, when he met Irwin in Bombay, immediately after the latter's return to India to discuss three matters of practical importance: composition of the conference, its date, question of the amnesty of the political prisoners. Jinnah had already been direct and indirect communication with Gandhi. From then till almost December 1929, Jinnah along with Sir Taj Bahadur Sapru worked indefatigably to bring about such a meeting between the Viceroy and the Congress leaders. This finally took place on 23rd December 1929. The participants were Gandhi, Motilal Nehru, Sir Taj Bahadur Sapru, and Vittalbhai Patel, and Jinnah, besides, of course, the Viceroy. Gandhi and Motilal appealed to the Viceroy to be attending the meeting under duress of young men in the Congress, determined to extract the prior assurances, and that is precisely what they sought. An assurance that the only purpose of the conference would be to consider the details of a constitution for dominion status. This is already observed was a characteristic subtlety. If the conference was to go first to the details of the proposal before the principle of it had been accepted, then many contentious issues like federal versus central, reservation representation in the central legislature, federal versus central reservations, representation in the central legislature, etc., could easily stymie the entire initiative. Moreover, for this responsibility in the sphere of the Viceroy's authority to give, even if he had wanted to, the meeting therefore failed. Irwin, recounting the meeting, commented, Sapru, Jinnah and Patel Vittalbhai were frankly disgusted with the attitude adopted at the meeting by Gandhi and Motilal. The options had now narrowed further. In this, there was already a degree of foreclosure of the options, for towards the end of 1929 in Lahore, the Congress had already adopted a resolution for independence, and in March 1930, it resumed countrywide civil disobedience. Jinnah now feared, and with justification, that this path of agitation and satyagraha and the inevitable British response of suppression would destroy the preferred path. He therefore urged the Viceroy to set a date for convening the Round Table Conference, and also to have the list of the invitees shown to him, in case Jinnah had some suggestions to make. At this juncture, Sir Taj Bahadur Sapru, in association with M.R. Jayakar, made another effort for peace between the Congress and the government. They got two Nehru's, father and son, to meet Gandhi, as both by then had been imprisoned in the consequence of civil disobedience and were lodged in separate jails. This effort also failed principally because Gandhi felt that was not an appropriate time for securing any honorable settlement, upon which Jinnah consulted the Viceroy on 19 August 1930 to take a firm stand with the Indian nationalists. Jinnah, now with only London to look forward, in preparations by mid-August 1930, had already invited Dr. Muhammad Iqbal to preside over the Muslim League session at Allahabad, as he would be away in London. And this long-awaited roundtable conference was finally called in London for the autumn of 1930. It would launch a new phase in India's efforts at freedom through constitution making.